Are they gonna comment about how the camera's tilted?
They absolutely will, and about my smoking as well.
You're not smoking. I did see a comment. Someone commented and said, "Ha ha ha, Cameron's yellow finger from smoking."
Oh, yep, exactly. Someone was being very sweet, and someone was like, "No, he vapes." It's like, no.
No, see.
For those of us, I guess we haven't caught them out yet. One of my buddies is a lung doctor now, so he's fully graduated and has a full-blown job.
What?
Yeah, and he basically said, stop vaping. There's going to be information that comes out in the next 5 years from all the tests they're doing right now that says vaping is about 10 times worse for you.
So I could have told you that.
Right, but so that's why I stopped smoking, was because the smell, yellow fingers, time away from everyone and whatnot. And I said, all right, Jason, well, would you want me to just full-blown pick up smoking again? And he goes, I would much rather you smoke than vape.
Wow.
I know.
I love the smell of smoke. Back when my sister used to smoke cigarettes, I loved it. Whatever she was smoking, I loved it. Like, I just wanted to be around her so I could smell it. Maybe it's because I love my sister and I just want to be around her and it's a nostalgic smell.
That was very cute what just happened.
But,
the realization that you love your sister.
Yeah.
It just clicked.
Huh.
I think I like that person.
Maybe I like her.
I'm going to give her a call.
I should call her. I call her every week.
Hey, nice PJs, by the way.
Thank you. Your PJs look nice, too. At least yours fit.
Yeah, I mean, no, mine are too small and yours are too big.
Cameron lied and said we would wear shirts underneath or wouldn't wear shirts underneath, so I went full chest hair, and then he shows up with a shirt underneath.
I never said. I said, I'm wearing a shirt for sure, and he said, well, I'm going to let it pop.
There's zero things about that that are true.
He said, I'm going to let it pop. And then he stuck his
zero.
tongue out like this.
Well, I did do that, but it was out of you're taking me out of context.
I'm bending the truth a little bit here.
You're bending the truth. Cameron, why are you wearing PJs?
Brandon, I just got an MRI.
Gross.
I know. It actually truly was. You did too, you sucker.
I made Cameron get an MRI. It was, well, I'll say this. It was awful. How awful was it for you?
I'll say this. I'll answer you in the form of a question.
Please.
What are my two biggest fears of this planet, Brandon?
Needles. Claustrophobia.
Boom. What have we done this week?
Needles. Claustrophobia.
We're doing a health video.
We're doing a health video, and
We had to prick ourselves and pin ourselves and needle ourselves and send off a bunch of blood work and spit and urine and
poop.
Bunch of poop. I like too much poop.
Dude, they didn't even ask for it.
No, I put that in an envelope.
Hey.
You're going to want to see this. And then I wrote it to Guinness with a backwards G.
Watch out, these seep through over time. It's like Coca-Cola in the paper cups. Eventually it just eats through it.
Oh my God.
Yes, we're doing a health video where we're doing at-home tests. So we did like blood work and whatnot, and part of the thing I wanted to do that we made part of the video was we came down to LA and we're doing full body MRI scans, which are an hour a piece. Now, I know they're doctors and they don't need my critique.
Hey, please.
Don't make it an hour.
Don't make it an hour, dude.
Don't make it an hour.
It's a nightmare.
Do you want me to start with...
Please, your experience. 'Cause, okay, that's what happened. Brandon went first. I sat in the truck. Brandon comes back to me. I go, how was it? Oh, wait, hold on.
Never wanted to shoot down a plane. And went,
Oh, my God, dude.
leave it in, leave it in, leave it in. I'm so silly. I'm quirky.
Leave it in. So Brandon comes back to the truck. I take a nap in the truck. He comes out, and I go, how was it? He goes, I will tell you after you're done. And now let's cut back.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, by the way.
I didn't want to freak you out.
Dude, that would have, I only was able to survive because you didn't tell me, and I knew it was just like, okay, I had no preparation going in. I was able to CIA breathe myself into a stupor. You first, please.
Yeah, this is what I would have told you had you forced me to explain. Okay. First off, they give me PJs that are too big, which is not a problem. But this...
First of all, the whole thing's a problem, so every little thing sucks worse and harder.
It's a big problem. It is a giant machine with too small of an opening. Just something you'd want in a woman, not something you would want
God.
in your MRI machine.
And just like with a woman, I didn't hit any of the sides, but I was close.
Zero of the walls were touched.
Way too close.
And then they kept telling me to stop moving.
I didn't get into that. I was dead. I was dead as dead.
Well, what happens to me...
On the outside.
Rigor mortis. What happens to me? It happens at the dentist, too. I get really nervous. And then when I get nervous, my mouth gets dry. But my body is still like, nope, you need to swallow now because this is normally when we swallow.
So on those first dates, you're that guy who's...
Yes.
Oh, no.
First date, dentist office. And now I know MRIs. So first off, they strap you down.
Hard.
Like to a bed.
You're not supposed to move at all, like no muscle.
You can't move an inch. I did this. Tell me if you can tell from there because they were further away.
Hey.
I did that.
Don't move your head.
And they said, stop moving. Because, like my mouth is dry now. It's the matcha. I was laying there strapped in. They pull you in. And all you're looking at is a ceiling that is maybe 4 or 5 inches from your face.
Oh, it was right up against mine.
Yeah. Oh, I felt bad because when I went in, I was like, oh, this is tight. Oh, this is one size. Oh, Cameron. Because It
was the least cool thing I've ever experienced, yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. So they bring you in backwards, head first. You don't know where the ending is.
You know what's crazy? I thought about it. They could put you in feet first. They could. Just switch all the tech.
They very much could.
It was messed up. That was my first thought going. I was like, no, really? This is the direction I'm laying?
You're just going blind backwards into a
keep going
hole.
For way too long, it
You're
feels like.
spelunking. So I get in, and I'm getting nervous. Like, my heart's beating really fast. And I don't know why. Probably because you told me not to move for an hour. And I'm like, what if I have to? What if I'm the one guy who has to sneeze?
Yeah, you're probably the only one ever when it coughs, sneeze,
Yeah.
and have to gulp.
And so I'm laying there, and I have to swallow a bunch. So, like, I'm tricking my body by, like, swallowing, but literally not swallowing at all.
So, it's like the thought of swallowing.
Yeah, it's like you do the muscle.
Oh no, I would have panicked.
You do the muscle. And then eventually I have to swallow. But the worst part was, which I thought I'd be confident in, they said there's moments where you're going to have to hold your breath. I said, piece of cake. So this automated voice comes on and says, breathe in, breathe out, hold your breath.
What breath?
What breath?
You told me to get rid of it.
I don't have any over here.
This is weird. I have to interrupt because this is so weird. I was curious if they had, like, my theory was, because I'm self-conscious, I thought the holding your breath thing was because you're moving around too much. But I was locked in. I was on another planet. That's all I could do to keep my mind safe.
Really?
But, yeah, so my automated voice told me to breathe in and hold it.
That's so much easier.
Yeah, it was great. That's why it was easy.
Maybe I was hearing things. But at the end of my exhale and holding my breath, it went for, I would say, realistically, do this at home while nervous. 25 seconds.
Yeah, about that.
Which, exhaling and then holding your breath and then not breathing in or moving for 25 seconds, eternity.
Yeah, in order to hold your breath for that amount of time after blowing all your breath out, you're supposed to hyperventilate beforehand. Like,
yeah, and I was not allowed to do that.
You don't get time.
No. So I did that. The first half was that I was real nervous, and then the second half is we're going to strap a cage to your face.
Yeah, that's step one. They lay you down, cage over your damn face, and then straps over your arms and chest.
Yeah, I was so fine with it because they lay you in like this little nook, and I'm like, this is much better. And then like, all right, we're going to put this plastic camera case over your face.
Shakunk. And it's right up against you. Like, my nose was like, I felt my nose hairs tickling it.
Yes, it was awful. And then the last 35 minutes was just pulsating noises.
Do your best. Any noise you can remember, do your best representation of it.
Listen to Skrillex.
Pretty much.
And then some kind of weird thing that made my insides jiggle.
The inside, yes.
I don't know what that was, but they
Why
didn't
were they
warn
shaking
me.
us, dude?
They didn't warn me one bit.
No, not even a little bit.
So that was awful. I also had an odd experience once you went into yours.
Please tell me.
But I want to hear how your experience went.
But first, I need to hear about this because, yeah, when I came out, he said he'd gone through a whole wave of emotion while I was in there. And I was like, dude, that's why we're recording this right now, like at the hotel, because I want to hear the story so bad.
Well, first off, I felt bad going into the MRI because I was like, okay, I know Cameron's claustrophobic. This is huge. This thing is terrifyingly small. This is the equivalent. I was thinking about this in the MRI. I had a lot of time. This is the equivalent of Cameron saying, hey, I booked you a live improv performance that you have to go perform. It's gonna be fun. It's for a video.
It's a mix of fans and people who have never met you before.
Yep. And all you have to do is go on stage and just be funny.
For an hour.
No preparation for an hour. That is the equivalent.
That's actually a pretty good equivalent.
And I am sorry.
No, I'm gonna book you one of those.
I know you are.
For a video 100. I had a lot of time to think too, by the way.
Oh, no.
I thought about the same thing. I was gonna book you something and say, hey man, remember the MRI? I've done something for a video that you have to do for me to pay back.
Not fair.
It is exactly fair.
Now, I have an MRI that day.
No, you don't.
I have so many MRIs. Go ahead, tell yours, and then I'll tell you mine.
No. Tell me the story. I've been waiting. You got to tell me the story.
Okay, so I'm in the truck. Cameron just walked in, and I'm editing our video in the driver's seat. And I edited one clip that made me laugh so hard that I'm just like belly laughing. And then as I'm belly laughing, I look up out of the dash, and there's an elderly woman laying on the ground, concrete.
Oh!
And her husband, they're in their 70s.
Oh, God.
I know for a fact.
Right outside the hospital.
Right outside the imaging center.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
she's just on the floor.
On the asphalt.
Not moving.
Parking lot.
And he is like, he's not strong enough to pick her up. And I'm belly laughing watching.
Oh, no. You look up. If someone recorded this, it'd be the worst thing in the world. Which is not weird for LA if someone's on the ground to start recording and they look over and it's dead silence because the truck is like, listen, you're just slapping the roof, slapping your leg.
You guys want to come see this?
That is good.
That's funny. So it takes me too long to realize what's happening. I put two and two together. I come out of the truck and I say, do you need help? Because I don't know what's happening. I didn't see her fall.
I'm doing yoga, asshole.
Yeah, you look fine. She is like on her side.
Oh, shoot.
And he is like bent over. He's trying to pick her up.
No.
And so I was like, I got it. I get behind her. I help her up. And me and the husband are walking her to the imaging center.
Oh, God.
And she's the whole way. She's like, I've never had a fall in my life.
No.
And she was like, I said, how do you feel? She said, well, I'm going to go see.
Oh.
Because she's going to get an x-ray.
Yeah, they'll find out right away.
Find out right away. And she was just talking to me the whole time. It was a long time. It was a short walk, long time.
Took a long time, of course.
And
she was freshly broken ribs.
Yeah, she was like, it doesn't feel like I have shoes on.
Oh, God damn it.
And she's like, I'm picking her up, basically, and she's like shuffling her feet. And then some guy else comes help, and he's like, let me go see if they have a wheelchair. We get to the door, get her in a wheelchair, get her in.
Oh.
Have a good day. She was super nice. Husband was really nice. She was in her 70s. And then I get back in the truck, and I start crying.
Oh, buddy.
I just start bawling my eyeballs out.
I'm sorry.
I was like...
No, you didn't witness that.
Not even that. It's just...
It's a lot of emotions.
Someday that's
us.
That's us, and I'm going to have to... And she was helpless, and so was he. And I was like, oh, well, that hurts my heart.
Fuck. You and I will say, as far as any first fall goes, pretty sick an unbelievably famous YouTuber helps her up. I hope one day she recognizes you. I hope one day she's watching a video, it comes across her feed, and she goes, I recognize that nice young man.
He must have gotten famous right after this.
Yeah, exactly.
So I went back to the truck, and then I had to continue editing funny haha content after a traumatic experience when I wasn't the one who fell.
Dude, on top of that, you got to keep in mind, I'm not trying to baby you or anything, but you also just went through a traumatic experience. Like the MRI machine was like, I think you're laying it on very gently for the podcast, but like,
it was awful.
Yeah, comparatively, I think I did better than you, and I was flipping out.
And I have to go again tomorrow.
Dude, I know. That's why you're saying, like, hey, go ahead and sleep in. I'm going to come with you just to be moral support. I'm going to see if they'll let me stay in the other room and be on the speaker. Now, that I would love.
Hey, Brandon, exhale. Hold it.
Hold it.
See you in an hour.
I have a healing machine.
Hold it.
Yeah.
All right, next up. I need you to No, don't laugh. You cannot move.
I'm not moving.
We have to
I'm
restart.
swallowing hard.
That was perfect. I didn't even notice.
Good.
Spends 3 hours because you keep moving. Never tell you you're messing up. That's the thing. Okay, so they give you this like squeeze pump thing. It's like a tube, a squeeze activated bulb.
An emergency lever, as they called it.
Brother, I'll tell you right now, my hand about the on the inside, it felt like it had been there about 3.5 month mark. 3.5 months I'd been in there. My hand started twitching by itself all across the bulb. Like my finger started real quick, like trying to squeeze it. And I was like,
Your body's like, I can get myself out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
One body twitch and I'm out.
Like I was deep in my subconscious that I was so far. I was in the Cayman Islands. I was so far away. And then I felt my hand twitch. And I was like, oh, I gotta stay in my body actually because my body knows how to get out of here.
Yeah, well, you gave it the exit route. That is unfortunate. Yes, time dilation. It's like Interstellar when they went to that planet and it was
Yes.
like every second's an hour.
Yes, dude.
It was that. An
100%.
hour was 14 months.
Yes, it was like Inception. It was like you go. I was deeper. I felt deeper. So that's the worst part is if I just stayed present in my body and in my mind. First of all, I would have lost my mind and gotten out of there immediately.
I did that most of the time.
No, dude.
I was literally counting seconds.
No. What's wrong with you?
Uh-huh.
That's insane. It's rule number 1, don't do that.
I couldn't help it. My body was like, you got to do this now.
Okay, I'm talking a big game. I did that twice.
Yep.
I started counting seconds just out of curiosity. Cause like I wonder, like, how long has it been? I really started not liking the idea of not knowing when it's going to end. And that was like a deep, dark thought that started burrowing a little bit. And I was like,
Yep.
oh, you don't know if it'll end.
Yes.
You never know if it will ever end.
Like, where's my, all right, 15 minutes left? Because you clearly told me, hey, don't move. You could tell me 15 minutes left.
Brandon,
Talk to me more.
I thought literally the exact same thing. Just give me a 15-minute left mark. That's all I need. 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes, give me an update.
Don't tell me halfway, because that's when people lose their minds. That's when you think it's been like, oh, I'll probably close to getting out. All right, that's a halfway mark.
They do that. They pulled us out halfway and then strapped our heads in and said, all right, this one's going to be about 35 minutes.
Did that to you?
Yep.
They did that to me?
So I was like, I know this one's going to be even longer than what I just went through.
Why did we go through such different experiences?
We got 2 different ones.
Oh, okay. So what'd you get?
I got the full body MRI scan. They do everything. Brain, every organ, every piece of body part. $6,000.
Jesus, dude.
And yours was a 1-session brain, spine, and body parts. 1 hour session.
No lungs, heart, nothing like that?
Yeah. All that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so all that.
What are you getting extra? I'm confused.
I don't know what the extra hour is. I don't know.
Maybe mine's just blurry. I don't actually know.
480p. Could be cancer. Could be a smudge.
360. So you could have eaten today, or you're about to die tomorrow. If you pay an extra $3,000, we'll let you know though.
You pay the full price. Cheap ass.
That's so funny. All right, that makes sense then. Okay, so that also makes sense why they had me breathe in all the way and hold it. I don't
For
know.
lungs, probably.
Lungs, yeah, I betcha. But why have to breathe all the way out and hold still? I'm confused.
I don't know.
What's the benefit of that?
I'm sure we will find out when they give me the most in-depth analysis.
And I get, hey, did you have Taco Bell this week?
Hey.
No, I didn't. Oh.
Come back in a week. What are you with the... Are you done with your experience? How else did it go?
I didn't even start.
You didn't even start.
I didn't even start.
Please go.
Okay, so I go in. There was the one nurse who was really, really nice and very much like... I'm not...
The one with the accent?
No. She was great, but they were all great. But I'm talking about the one girl who was very obviously knew who we were.
Oh, yes. She
was-
looked Filipino.
Yeah, something like that.
Filipino.
Yeah, she was so sweet. She had what I call hungry eyes,
Hungry eyes.
where she just like was very much like
She was eating you?
old. Yeah, with you too. You
No
know what I'm
wonder
talking about.
you
What are you doing
enjoyed
right
the
now?
MRI.
You know what I'm talking about right now.
I did notice that, but
Yes.
I this is how I notice when people may recognize me is because one, I know I am not the type of person that a woman will walk past and then do this.
Yeah, you are.
Turn around and gawk.
Yes, you are. I don't know when you got
No.
this
I am
stigma.
not a double take looker.
I beg to differ.
I'm at best a woman walks by and says,
She goes, 2 beers.
not bad.
No, you know what? pretty tight.
Pretty tight.
Pretty
But
tight.
not a walk past me, full turn around and look. Not that. So I know when women do that, they have somewhat recognized me.
Sure.
So I know the difference. She did that.
Okay. I think then she solidified. She probably looked up on her phone immediately and like found you when you were actually in the MRI machine. Because by the time it got to me, she was stripped, just like staring at me and like really broad smile and like and like every time I look back, like I was talking to both of them as we're walking down the hallway and I trying to talk to the woman with the thick accent, trying to like clarify something else. I look back and I want to make a joke and I look back and she's going,
You're so funny, Cameron. Is it on your Domesky?
yeah, I was like, you don't have my paper in your hand.
Oh yeah. Where's Brandon?
yeah.
Can you tell Brandon hi?
She was so sweet. They were all so sweet. Going in, the whole tone changed. So that was weird to me. The two nurses who helped, or the two technicians. The two technicians who
They're
helped.
professionals.
Two professional technicians who helped me like actually get like strapped in and everything. They were so cold and calculated, just very walking me through it. They had me put the earbuds in first. You got earbuds, right?
Yep.
They put earbuds in first, and could you hear a single damn thing? Okay, so they put earbuds in first, these are like medical grade earbuds. You can't hear shit out of them.
Tough.
Then on top of that, when your head's in that little nook that you lay back into, they put 2 more pads so then your head can't move around too much and to stifle the sound. So now I am quadruple stifled sound-wise, and they are just continue talking in the exact same tone, never once raising their voices.
I thought of you when they did that. Mm-hmm. Because the first time that you put the ear plugs in, and then the lady put muffle headphones on me, and then started talking, and I was like,
Cameron won't be able to hear a
I
single
was like,
thing.
Cameron's not going to hear you.
Nope.
That's what I said out loud.
Out loud?
Hey, Cameron can't hear you.
A little too loud. Hey, Cameron can't hear you, you know. Save my friend as you're going in.
Yeah.
Save my friend.
Have him tell my story. Yes.
Immediately.
Tell my story.
Don't move, sir. My friend's gonna flip out. My friend's gonna flip out. Squeezing the tube 3,000 times.
It's not working. That's the wrong hand.
I'm just trying to save my friend. It's not about me at all.
I'm not afraid.
So put him in the nook, and then he keeps talking at the exact same level. And then her with her really thick accent keeps talking at the same level. And I'm like, you guys know what's going on right now.
They're not even talking. They're just mouthing.
Yeah. They're actually saying, yeah, this guy's, yeah. Okay, this is the best part of the job right here. You can say anything you want to him right here.
Yeah.
Go nuts. Hey, Fatso, we gave you a small size on purpose, by the way, for this outfit.
Your clothes don't fit. You're sweating already? Fat.
fat, big fat. Hopefully it'll fit in there.
They're not
fat,
good
big.
with the insults. They're technicians.
You know what? This actually lends belief to this concept because when I came out and I sat up, so 2 things happened. One is he goes, "Whoa, it was hot in there, huh?" I was pouring sweat out of nervous because I was nervous.
It was hot in there.
But it was also extremely hot. The AC unit they used that like pummels air to cool air, it was so randomized.
It was every 42 minutes.
It was it was so random. So I got it quite a bit actually. But then I noticed there'd be long periods where I didn't get it. And I was like, oh, there 2 things popped in my head. One is like, do they have a way to like actually measure the heat in there? Like obviously they understand what the machine's gonna do in a certain time.
Just keep it on.
Just leave it on, dude.
You guys are making $6,000 an hour.
Yeah.
You can afford the energy bill.
And also this blanket, or should I say sheet? This 4 count sheet. You can't afford a little something better? Come on, man. Give me a nice.
It was Egyptian Nauten.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Like I got Egypt. Am I allowed to? Is that allowed and cool to say?
Everyone loves it. Yeah, it's totally fine.
Hey, in the comments, go and hit us with that was a very cool thing to say out loud.
I talked about shooting planes down earlier.
Okay, fair enough.
You're probably okay. I'm glad yours fit at least.
Yeah, somewhat. So then we go in. Oh, when I got out of it, he goes, so it was hot in there, huh? And I go, oh, I'm self-conscious. I'm like, why am I sweating so much? Like, in my head, I'm like, am I that nervous? And I was like, am I going through withdrawals right now from heroin? Like, why am I sweating this much?
I've never gone an hour.
This is rough, dude. Yeah. So then he pulls it. It actively makes me feel self-conscious. And then I learn that you also sweated through your clothes.
Yeah.
So then why even bring it up? Is that his, he's practicing his type 5 for stand-up?
Yes.
Whoa, it's hot in there, huh?
Out in there, I see sweat.
Oh, dude, your face is glimmering. I can tell it's
The guy
from
before
sweat.
Yeah.
not makeup, right? Am I right? I'm right.
I'm right. Here's a towel. Just kidding.
You should come see me at the bucket of chuckles.
Bucket of chuckles.
Come see the bucket of chuckles.
I'm in the audience.
Yeah, I'm on. I'm outside smoking a cigarette.
Nightmare. It was. I thought of you the entire time. Every single moment when it was hot for me, I said, Cameron's going to die. Mm-hmm. When I was claustrophobic, I said, oopsie, Cameron. Mm-hmm. When I couldn't hear, I said, oh, Cameron.
You know, bud, I was thinking about you the whole time, too.
I don't want to hear it.
No, you're going to hear this.
No, I already know.
I thought of you the entirety. So I was in there, I think, about 9 months, if I'm not mistaken. It was actually like being born. I was like in the womb for 9 months. I'm almost certain about that because every time I clocked back in, like, all right, let's drop back in the body. Let's see how the body's doing. I hadn't hit the part where they go, hold your breath, for it felt like 7 weeks.
Yeah, checks out.
And you had told me there was one thing, like, you gotta hold your breath for a little while. I was like, okay, when's that coming? And you made it sound like it was pretty much throughout the whole thing. So then in my head, I go, cool. I've been here about 5 minutes, and I'm flipping out already. This is not good.
Yeah.
If I ever get out of this, it was not a win. It was, if I get out of this, I'm going to strangle him with his own shoelaces.
You could strangle me with my overly large pajamas.
I then got in my head and I was like, you know what? What's the equivalent? What's the equivalent to making me do both of my biggest fears? And I came with 2. I'm going to save the other one.
Can't wait.
Save the first one I thought. The second one I went, you know what? I'm going to make him do improv. 110%. I'm going to make him do improv, and he has to do it. He absolutely has to. He owes me. And it's to be for a video, technically, so then also that'll also...
Oh, you?
Yeah.
You didn't have to come.
Oh, dude, I know.
I paid $2,000 for you to see if you have early onset dementia.
I do. We already know that.
Yeah, but we know how far it is and we can make fun of it.
Oh, that's cool. We know how far we can make fun of it until it becomes real. And like, now we can't make jokes about that.
Hey, is it real or not? Because we're at the deadline. You're forgetting stuff. What's the other option? Improv.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not telling you the other one. The other one I'm just doing. The other one is not as bad. Huh? The other one I'm not telling you. That was obviously the whole idea. I shouldn't even told you about it.
It's obviously in front of people.
Yes. Don't worry. It's not as bad as you think. It's 10 times worse.
That's not fair.
I know it is. It very much is.
Will you pay me money for this?
It's so ironic. This is actually, as I'm more thinking about this, is so I'll pay you money 100%. I'll also pay you anything from the video. This is just purely revenge, Brandon.
No.
Yeah.
We got to stop being friends.
Buddy, it's strictly business.
You know what I was thinking? And then we can come back, because I know you're not done with your story.
What?
I was thinking that I should get into improv. Hear me out. But here's the problem.
Well, it's all problems. Tell me this is the good part.
No. And we will come back to you. I promise.
Okay. I don't care. I'm into this.
Let me tangent here.
Please.
I thought about it, and I was like, I would really actually enjoy practicing improv.
I know.
Live.
I'm going to break it to them a little bit, but I'm going to be coy about this. We came up with a format recently together, just riffing, just thinking about improv, what we like, what we see about, what we don't like, what fails, what succeeds, and we came up with, I think, one of the more perfect formats that I've heard of.
It honestly segues perfectly into why I want to practice.
Okay.
So I want to practice live in front of people with other improvisers, but I want to go in with a purist mentality, which lends to our style we
format.
came up with.
Yes.
Where I want to literally walk out and open a cabinet door and have zero idea why I'm doing that.
Yes.
Until someone names
what's happening.
Or until someone walks on and then I create it.
That is improv at its finest. That is pure improv.
I want to jump without a parachute every time.
Yes.
I want to do that, and I want to be serious.
Absolutely.
I want to be an insane, grounded person.
If funny comes up and it cannot be stifled, that's good, but we don't know it's funny. That's the whole idea. We are not allowed to lean into the funny whatsoever.
Nope, I'm leaning into the character that they've built.
Yes.
So if I'm an insane person, or if I lost my mother, then I'm going to grieve.
Yes.
Until you call out something weird and I react to that as if in real life I'm grieving over my mother. I want to do that.
That's the reality of it. Honestly, that's
improv.
That's improv right there. Like, the funny comes. It comes naturally because you are making stuff up on stage. You need to be present. You need to be feeling the emotions. You need to be reading the other person's body language and letting that affect the decisions of your character. And then in those moments, when you're on stage with another person, you are in front of people, you might say something a little weird by accident. And when that happens, like in real life, if you see something weird, I'm gonna point it out and we're gonna explore it. And then you're gonna have to come up with something on the spot as per true improv, and that will become ridiculous.
And that's not only that, but there's a second layer to it, to where if you're grieving over your dead mother and someone says something weird, that's not funny to you grieving. It's funny to an audience watching.
Yes.
I don't have to laugh.
No.
Nor do I have to think that's funny.
You shouldn't laugh, actually. You're
They are
grieving.
finding humor in a grieving person. And that's what you want.
And that's the true funny.
And that's true funny. It's not jokes.
No.
It's situations.
It's not sketch writing on your feet. It's situational.
And I want that problem being. I want to do that bad.
But it's your biggest fear in the whole world.
I know, I would do it. Listen, I would totally do it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm in a weird position to where I am a quote-unquote professional comedian.
Yeah.
I do comedy for a living.
You're very good at it. Stop saying quote unquote.
I do YouTube. I am a comedian that gets paid to make funny jokes always.
Yes.
And for me to go into improv and actively try not to be funny
It is so good.
hurts. Because people are going to be like,
That's not what I came here for.
he is not that funny, actually.
That's weird. In all of his 3 to 18-minute videos, it is nonstop jokes and humor that he edited.
Yes, that's so weird that he's not cracking a joke when you're laughing still, because I'm lobbing
Yes.
things to people with my grounded character.
It's also that's so meta funny. It's crazy. If people come see you live and you're just deadpan serious the whole time. That is honestly, again, I've said this 1,000 times, you are a genius. That is the only way you were able to trick yourself into doing improv again, is if you're actively trying not to be funny.
Yes, it would have to be that. I don't think I can convey that to people, though.
I could very easily.
Like, I would hate to. It's also the same thing as stand-up. It's tough doing stand-up in the beginning
Sure.
because you're practicing in front of people.
But you're famous.
Even harder being known as a funny person and
Yeah.
then doing. Trevor Wallace did a great job. He pushed through it. And being known
He pushed through it, yes.
because he was not funny at first.
No.
Trevor, if you're watching, you were not funny at first
You do know this.
because
That's how it
no
goes.
one is.
Yeah,
Zero
exactly.
people are in stand-up.
No. No one has it just out.
No
the
one
gate.
just has it. You got to get your tight set, and he has a tight one,
So
tiny
tight.
little tight set.
Trevor Wallace's tight little set, dude.
Dude, you could put me in that imaging center tight.
Oh my god, I'd hit all walls.
I'd hit every wall almost.
Yeah, dude, that's too tight. I'd be claustrophobic.
And not at once, but like sequentially,
Yeah. No, yeah. Bit by bit by bit.
bit by bit by bit.
Yeah.
Like a game of
Yeah, just
Simon.
bit. Yeah,
Yep.
sure.
So that's my conundrum. It is something I want to do. I honestly thought about asking you, because I thought it'd be like a great live if we did a live where we just did improv based off comments. But then funny guy haha Brandon is in front of 10,000 people who know he's funny, expect funny,
And try not to be funny.
not getting it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, this sucks. You guys, you suck.
Can I try to reorient your thinking real fast?
No.
Well, I'm gonna try my best.
All right.
It's kind of like this podcast, right? Where we make jokes naturally because that's what we always gravitate towards.
Yep.
So there are funny parts to it, but what you told me about this podcast is we don't need to be on. We don't need to make jokes because this is another side to us and people have really responded to.
True.
Specifically, like that's what you said. Why this is important that we do this. I have seen upwards of 500 comments of people saying, "I love seeing this side of you guys." That's the important part.
I agree.
So seeing your artistic side is a huge thing. When you play guitar like an animal like you do, people lose their minds. It's another side of you they did not know. That also just, it adds depth to you. So
Yeah.
when they see you being dead serious on stage, just flexing your artistic side, your acting, your expression of the majesty of presence, that's another side to you that they will watch and they will love.
I like that. I understand.
All you see is the 1 out of 900 comments. There's like, I thought this guy's supposed to be funny.
Wait a second. When does the funny happen? Maybe next episode. I'll come back.
Well, you guys ever think maybe the entire time it wasn't funny, the whole time it was just like because he's editing? Maybe that's why it's funny?
Why so fun? I'm a funny person in general. Here's the thing.
What'd you just fucking say?
I'm a funny person in general.
Okay. I think you said you're not.
No,
Lose
no,
my
no,
mind.
no.
Like,
I would
what kind
never.
of character are you trying to play right now?
No. I know my worth. I think that one, I do improv every day. If you've ever met me in person,
That's
you will
improv.
know I'm improvising. You're giving me something, I'm giving you something back. Most likely it's high energy. I'm joking with you, and we're laughing, we're having a good time.
Yes, you'll do a call back at the end of the conversation. It'll be perfect. Yes.
Yep. I can be playful, and we feel like we're best friends. That's who I am. That's improv. Problem is, there's no rules to conversation.
Yes.
There are 0 rules. I can say what I want as long as I'm confident enough for you to believe it. And that's what makes things funny.
On stage, however.
But with improv, there's rules. There are, all right, we have to go analogous on this one. You have to bring this back, and then you have to hit 3 times to Crazy Town. I'm like, no. My brain is not practiced there, or it doesn't work that way.
Which, yeah, maybe because
I just go straight to Crazy Town.
you said you never had fun doing improv.
I hated it.
You learned a lot, obviously. But also you were always funny. So who knows if it did you any good whatsoever?
I am self-aware. I know when I'm funny. I was good coming on. When I would be on stage, I was good. And then Daniel would come hit my pattern. Perfectly as Daniel does. Just crush it. And I'm like, okay. And then I panic because I didn't have one up from there.
Right.
Because that's improv. I came out with my one idea.
Right.
And then I don't know how to...
See, in those kind of formats, it's like sketch writing on your feet.
Yeah, which I know takes practice.
That's also hard, and also it's commercially very successful. Like that is really good. It gears you towards a career in comedy. Is sketch writing on your feet and knowing what patterns to hit and keeping a joke going and whatnot. That's all good. But I think you and I have this deep hunger for true, unadulterated, just improvisation. Like truth in comedy.
I want real life situation on stage. I don't want sketch writing. I want movie. Movie in real life.
Yes.
In front of my eyes, and then the audience is open to laugh at anybody's woe.
Yeah, they laugh, they feel, they express chagrin, they cry, whatever it is.
Why does it always have to be? Why does it have to be ha-has for improv?
I argue it doesn't.
I want to make people well up with tears.
You know me. It's hard for me. It's impossible for me not to just do what the fuck I want to do.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of times like at the comedy spot where I really enjoyed like stretching outside the bounds of like making jokes and like having a real moment on stage to the point where like my favorite times on stage is when people go, oh, like actually you hit a chord.
Yeah. You make people feel.
You make them feel something, and those to me are the gasps, the ahs. Those are like way more important to me. So I'm like, oh, they're invested. This is a scene. This is a moment in time that they're experiencing something, not just comedy. And by the way, make someone laugh is probably the best feeling on the face of the planet. Can we agree?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it never gets old. But if that's all you're doing, also it kind of cheapens the value of it a little bit.
Yeah, one other thing I don't like about improv
What?
is in long form improv, I'd say.
Okay.
I love what we do. In long form improv, you set up a scene, someone comes on to help you with your pattern, to solidify the groundwork. And then someone else will come on to hit your scene with a different perspective of pattern,
Yeah.
which never, ever, ever happens in real life.
Yeah, no one walks on and hits exactly. Because then you're not the unusual, the world is unusual.
The world is unusual. And I hate that because sometimes my mind doesn't catch what they're doing and it throws me off. So I'm trying to think, all right, what pattern are you hitting? Like you're the one you guys showed me where, you're oblivious. You're the oblivious person.
Oh, yeah.
We're gathered here today. And then you don't know you're getting married.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had this, me and my friend Sam had this pattern where we were on a date, and I didn't realize we were on a date. So then the pattern became, I was completely unaware of my surroundings at all times, and I needed everything explained to me, like, to the nth degree before I actually understood what was happening. So that obviously escalated all the way to the point where we're getting married, and I had no idea I was getting married. So I'm looking around and getting distracted by things, and like, this is a really weird date. Why is there a guy we don't know here, and why am I in such a ridiculously, like, big poofy white dress? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't feel like I catch those. And then someone will come on and like change the scene immediately, which that is your guys' style, quickly changing channels. But I'm like, when does
In real life, you mean?
in real life
You're locked on, that's the idea you're locked into right now. Is in real life, when does this pattern continue forever?
Yeah, because I'm like, at some level, you need to let something breathe, character work, so that like people can get an understanding of what's happening. It can build to where your climax is huge. And you guys are honestly the only, I would say ACL and you guys were the only teams I've ever seen who can change channels like this, and it's incredible because you guys tie it together. You're professionals. But when you're working with a 101 group or 201 group, like I was doing, and it's just, I come on, I do this scene, someone hits the pattern real fast.
It's shoehorned.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, now what's funny about this? And they try to joke at your face. They're throwing jokes. And then someone else taps you, comes on, and then I do this now. I'm this guy.
Then it's really cheap.
I'm like, what is it? And then now I have to make jokes, and then we run off stage and start over.
And you know what sucks? That's because just like Trevor Wallace, just like us when we started, you have to suck. Kind of sort of sucking at something is the first step to being kind of sort of good at something.
I suck at improv.
Dude, you do not suck at improv. You're phenomenal. Just these formats that you were practicing did not adhere to your skills. That's why I think it's really great that we're even thinking of these formats and whatnot. I can tell it's the first step, and now you're talking about actually wanting to do it, which is great. But I think it has to be under your terms, 100%.
My terms would be Ariel and Bethsaida.
Yep.
It'd be a you and me show. Only two people. Where it isn't like
people
4,
walking on
5,
and throwing a wrench in the works.
Yep, tapping you out, and then you're like, no, I was building something.
Yeah, something true.
I know you guys have an idea. It's because I laid the groundwork. Let me do it.
Yeah, let me get there myself.
Let me get there. Where we literally, because I'm comfortable with you, we walk out together and we just do. You open the cabinet doors, and then just out of nowhere, you're like, you didn't buy cat food, did you?
Boom.
And so now I know.
It takes you immediately out of your head and into your body. Now you know you're looking at cat food.
Yeah.
And if we do that to each other 4 or 5 times in a row, if whatever it is, that can be a cool part of the format. It's just the you and I format is we endow each other with what we're doing.
Yes, that is what it is.
You bring a brick, I bring a brick, together we build a house.
Read the books.
Yeah.
You walk on stage with zero ideas. This is what most improv books say. You walk on with no expectation, no idea. Someone else walks on and tells you what's happening. That is the first yes and that continues on for the show.
I will say that is a problem with just about every improv theater I've ever been to is 100%. It's the first thing they teach, the first thing they preach is we don't know what's going on stage. People will walk on with no clue what's supposed to happen, and then together they will make something beautiful.
Yeah.
But then in actualization, in practice, you see, it seems like it's almost like choreographed.
It does. When you see the behind the scenes of it, it does seem like, okay, everybody has 9 or 10 scene ideas
Right.
in their head on the back wall waiting. And I'm like, no. Like, hear the monologues, hear the people tell their story, the audience tell their stories so you can internalize it. And then I wouldn't even ask the audience. Improv should just be, I'm walking out, and then however long it takes you to come out and say something, and then that is what I am.
Yep.
And then here's a response, and then you build.
What I would like, and I think you would like too, if there was like a big group setting, a show that would more adhere to the rules that you're putting down, is, okay, so there's usually like a monologue.
Yes.
You get an offer from the audience, which is like a word or name of a book or something, a phrase, and then based off of their suggestion, there'll be people coming out telling a story about it. They'll be pontificating about the concepts that they were given, or you just start like out of nowhere, right? Like you said, there's people in the back line who have ideas based off of what was given to them, and they're holding on to them in the back line. So therefore, they're not totally present. They're present as it can be while still holding on to an idea. How about a team? You get one idea from the audience. Someone starts. Next person walks on and jumps in immediately and endows them with something so that we already know it's completely made up right off the bat.
Yep.
And then when that scene ends, the next person to walk up stage and start another scene has to it has to be clear as day that this idea came directly from the scene before it. It cannot be based on the offer whatsoever, the suggestion whatsoever.
Yeah.
So in that way, and hopefully that's why we edit, is they get an idea from one word at the very end of that scene. So someone's
Yeah.
like, the cat food. Well, then I guess we're getting a divorce. Edit. Next person whoever edited started this next scene off a divorce. And they move right along there. So we know for a fact there's no script writing, there's no sketch on your feet. It's just, boom, I heard divorce, I'm gonna be a kid.
Yeah, how do you get past that? The fact that people come into improv with ideas. Like, because that's what they teach you.
To back pocket ideas.
Yep, you have to
and
have
characters and whatnot.
Yep,
Yeah.
because especially when you were doing Harold, you had to come up with 3 ideas on the spot because you're gonna do 3 sets and they have to follow order.
I refused to do that, and I fell on my ass so many times because of it. Because I was so locked in, like I said earlier, like I can't help but doing what I want to do. I was so in love with the core concept of improv itself, where I would go on, and it was always based off of something that someone just said. I want it to be very apparent from the audience where I don't want to have to set up. I don't want to have to go on stage and be like, hello, my brother of mine who our parents married when we were 8 years old.
That's not how people
and there's
talk.
always been sexual tension. And now I need help with my homework, but I can't help noticing you've been working out. I hate that. So what I do is, if something happens funny in the offer or in the what's it called? The monologue that was given, it's the second, like, something funny happens towards the end that I find very hilarious. I will walk right on, and the less I can say, the more I've succeeded. If I can walk on and immediately start caressing a car sexually, and everyone knows exactly what's going down and starts dying laughing, that is the penultimate initiation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that made me fall on my ass a bunch because you need 3 beats.
It's got to go in order.
And usually, because something that's so funny, it's so ridiculous, it starts pretty high. It doesn't start down here. It starts halfway up to Crazy Town.
Yes.
And I have to find a way to heighten me having sex with the car. Okay, I have sex with the MRI machine. And then a lot of them worked, most of them worked out, but a good amount didn't. And then we had to try to make it work, or I messed up because I panicked and I went backwards, unfortunately, instead of heightening. And we know it just mathematically doesn't work. It's not as funny.
Well, are we talking about something different? Is that just what improv comedy is? Improv comedy is, there's these strict rules you have to follow. It is not completely off the top of the dome. It's guidelines. Or are we wanting to do what I'm saying? Is that something completely different, and we're just asking too much of improv comedy?
It is different. Yes, what you're talking about is very, very, very artistic. What we're talking about is very artistic and it's not heady. It's the opposite of heady. It's, some could say, pretentious, because you want to see the truth in something.
I want to start at dirt.
Yes.
And build to the clouds.
Yes, and have nothing. And literally, it's just you and I building. All we have is the bare materials on this earth, and we try to build straight up to heaven.
Yep, that is all I want. And then when we get there, we reincarnate.
The reason this is not taught at any successful improv studio is because it's not a sure thing. That does not promise a fantastic show, which, in my opinion, I think is the problem.
Perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
It will not always be perfect. It will flop 4 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
5 out of 10, it's going to be, that was a good show. And then 1 out of 10, you're going to be remembered.
Oh, God, yeah. And then on top of that, the more we do it, the better we become at it. And the more we find out of our own volition what works and what doesn't work. And then eventually we have this beautiful thing that everyone goes and sees, and everyone remember every single show because there is no failing. Once we completely understand and see through the fabric and are aware of the fact that there is no failure on stage, and we completely just subdue that bone in our body that says, oh, don't be cringy, don't fail, you need to get a laugh, oh, panic, they're not laughing, panic, they're not laughing. Once that's gone, and we are just being us on stage, not us just Cameron and Brandon, us as in whatever characters we are in that moment, whatever we're building together, and accept that as the reality, that's when we make something fucking true and honest and wonderful.
Yeah, that's all I want.
That's all, dude, I think that's what the world needs right now, man. There's a big hole in the market for it.
I think we are at the point, that's where we will eventually go. I think that's the next level up from what we're doing, is to just do it in front of people, and it's just raw. There is zero thought walking up. It is only thought in the moment. You say something, I think to react. This, that, this, that, this, that.
We give each other time and space at the beginning of scenes to sit with the emotions, to watch their body language, to endow each other, and never think about what you are.
There's none of that. I get it with the young people coming up, because I was the same way. You're scared. They edit so fast that it's like,
Don't let anything
when the
breathe.
audience laughs, scene's over.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, no.
It's just starting.
You have just started.
Yes.
You can build up to something higher. That is my goal. That is my dream. Typical improv, I do not care for it. I have found out. Just because it's rules set.
I think you can also you read through it way too easily, so it's not a challenge to you. It's not exciting to you.
It is a
see what's gonna happen.
challenge. I have a hard time coming up with. I go straight to Crazy Town, and I can't go higher.
But that's the thing too, is once you go straight to Crazy Town, when someone does a different night, if you're watching, as we do, we watch improv on stage, and then our heads, we are, I think at our core, we do this. We've always done this, is when something's funny, you know the best place to put it where it is the ultimate funny. Where like, even something slightly funny, you go, oh, that's like using an analogy to like, someone starts laughing, when you go, oh, someone does something, you go, oh, can I point out how ridiculous you look right now? That's as if I were to bam, 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 and you go to the nth degree analogous, right?
Yeah.
Because our brains go to the nth degree every time, when you see someone come out with another idea or hit a pattern in some way, you go, yeah, okay, sure. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Or I knew someone might have done that, but it's not as good as what you wanted.
Yeah. I think I'd be willing to do it if I trusted the people I was with. And I don't want to just go to a 101, a 201, any of that. I want to do it big, and I want to fail big.
Yeah, yes. It's been a long time since we allowed ourselves to just fail big, huh?
I know. We edit out the fails.
Yeah, we fail a lot,
We fail a lot.
but
Yeah.
we fail in the comfort of our home.
There's a lot of jokes that don't land.
Oh yeah,
I can always tell Cameron's fake laugh, but he laughs still,
that's support, baby.
and I love it. How was your MRI?
Oh, horrible. Thank you for asking. So I sweated through all my clothes. Okay, what all did I get through my head? I was thinking about you quite a bit and different ways to kill you.
You were at Hungry Eyes.
I was, Hungry Eyes. I'm still walking in. That's right.
Yeah.
So Hungry Eyes, walk in. I get down. They cover me. They muffle my ears and then start talking at the normal volume they were just talking at. And I'm like, this is not even for me. Like, this is, I don't know why they're doing this.
This is
This
their
comfort.
entertainment, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they start luring me back into it, and I go, this isn't gonna be so bad. They make you very comfy. Make you very comfortable.
At first it is, yeah.
Yes.
You're like, I can do this.
There's no problem. The second my head started going back into this tube, I go, huh. That doesn't feel good in my chest. And then once my neck was all the way in and my shoulders go through, I go, oh, I can see how I definitely want the fuck out right this second.
10 weeks go by.
10 weeks go by, about 3 months go by. I'm breathing. I am CA deep breathing. I am in the Cayman Islands. I'm somewhere far away. I'm having a good time. I almost start reliving my dream last night. So I think we mentioned the podcast before of like I can go back to sleep when I think of the dream I had. I told you that last night I had a weird dream where I was a sniper with Aztecan, what's the word? Like buildings, architecture, with like Aztecan architecture, and I was a sniper in that area, and it was just such a weird dream as I'm running around like Aztecan architecture, and I start thinking about that. I'm in the Cayman Islands, deep far away. I start thinking about that, and then all of a sudden I build that in my mind palace, and then I realize I'm asleep. And for the only time I don't know, did they talk to you specifically? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The only time they ever spoke to me was, okay, so any minute now you're gonna hear a voice that asks you to breathe in, and you're gonna want to pay attention to that. And I go, oh, I was full blown asleep, and they know it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing your heart rate drops to a certain point, and they go, oh, he's full blown asleep.
They asked me if I was asleep, so I must have done well towards the end, and I was like, oh, God, no.
Oh, no, the opposite, really.
No, you guys are bad at your job if you thought I was asleep.
No, I'm living a nightmare, actually. I don't need help. So I do that, and then I really wish you didn't have the whole breath thing, because then I had to live in that nightmare, and it was so hard to keep myself from rocking back into reality.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so we talked about this. Did you open your eyes?
My eyes were open for the first 30 minutes.
What? Are you kidding me?
Entirely.
Your eyes were wide open in that shoe. But
I stared at the scratch marks.
No.
Which scared me.
Yeah, I
stared
saw
at
those too.
The pen marks scared me.
See, who was drawing in there?
How'd you get it in there? There's metal on those. And then the last 35 minutes completely closed. When the cage was on my face, I said,
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, they put the cage on me initially.
Oh.
With you said they did first when you had no cage on your face, and then second you had cage on your face.
Yeah.
So that's why I closed my eyes mostly. Was the cage went on my face? I felt comfortable, felt happy, and they went all right, and then they put that fucking rat's cage over my face. I went, yeah, bye bye.
I'm not people anymore.
And then out of sheer curiosity, I was like, well, I can handle this. I feel comfortable, and I had to keep like my chi, my aura, down like right below my tits. And I felt very comfortable there. I was like, all right, I can do this. And then, it starts hair, brow, eyes, not as fun. Nose, chin, neck. I don't like it already. Shoulders are through. I'm stuck. Good.
Yep.
Close my eyes immediately. And then I pop them open as I'm still traveling backwards. And this is when time dilation started for me, because every time I closed my eyes and opened them, it felt like I was still going backwards. So then I had this weird feeling that I traveled 3 rooms over.
Ugh.
You lay down, it feels like your head's
Yes.
hitting the pillow and your feet are straight in the air. It felt like that for way too long.
You were just in the waiting room, waiting for you to be done.
Oh, God, yes, dude. Holy hell. I still am, I think.
We're both still in there.
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Time doesn't exist. We're both doing our MRIs at the same time right now.
Oh, no. We currently are.
We currently are.
That's how time works, man.
Aren't we all just in an MRI machine right now?
Yeah, you know what? If we get real deep on this, time is not linear. It's how we perceive it, right?
Yeah.
So everything that has happened or will happen is happening right at this moment, right?
Yep.
We are all also one. We're all part of one. So right now, every single one of us, you watching and listening, and if you're just listening, watch this. You are in that MRI machine right now, and you're looking at the scratches on the inside of the MRI machine.
And you're wondering how? Why? Who?
Is Cameron
Did
going to be
they?
okay?
Cameron did this, didn't he?
Yeah, 100%. By the way, I did.
I did have one of those moments where I was like, they are going to say, all right, all done. I just have to be at that time in place.
Ooh, you tried to skip fest.
Yeah. I was like, I just have to be at that moment.
Wow.
And eventually I was.
Yeah. How many times did it not work, though?
For 35 minutes. Time isn't real.
Time definitely isn't real until you're in your worst nightmare. And then time is all you have.
And that is now my new favorite nightmare.
New favorite nightmare, honestly.
Something I get to do possibly every 2 years.
Ooh, good for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll never bring you along, don't worry.
I will be with you every step of the way, unfortunately. That's just the way
waiting
it works.
Yeah. So, Hungry Eye, did you think she recognized you? The
Yeah.
technician?
Oh, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% she did. She definitely recognized both of us. Easily.
Oh, no.
So here's the thing. So I talk a big game about this, but I talk a big game because I read people very well.
Yeah.
Right? We know this. But I talk a big game and don't prove it ever. There's sometimes it's like, I know this how they. Well, okay, I've proved it over my time for the people who know me. They've watched it in turn, step by step, something I said was going to happen, and people do.
Yep.
And they're like, whoa, you're like a soothsayer. I'm like, no, severe trauma.
People are easy to read.
People are really easy to read. I trained myself for 17 years to do this shit, dude.
Yep.
I need to watch everyone and how they operate in the world. I don't do that whole, like, this is indicative of their behavior. It's like, no, I can see it.
They're
plays
doing that.
It's like they're wearing a red shirt. I'm like, oh, that person is going to one of us over. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
So when I walked in, I had 2 things right off the bat. One, this girl knew who we were the entire time, and you said she gave you the same eyes, right?
Yep.
This girl knew who we were no matter what. When we first walked in, there was the Mexican guy on the far right.
Yeah.
He, very lackadaisical, didn't look at us at all.
No.
He was kind of like, oh, this, and that. On the way out,
Business
however,
as usual.
was that?
Business as usual.
Business as usual, and then on the way out, his entire demeanor changed. He was just very, oh, yeah, oh, restroom? It was so slight. All I said is, which was restroom? And he goes, oh, right there. That's all I said. And I went, oh, shit. He learned who we were since we walked in there an hour and a half ago.
And I have no idea because I'm already out of the building.
Exactly. I come back out of the bathroom and I'm like, all right, you know what, Cameron, you never get actual evidence of this. You just assume that you're right. Let's go get evidence of this. I found out, I went back to him and I said, this is going to sound so specific, but did you not know who we were when we first walked in, and now you do? Because one of your coworkers, I'm guessing the little Filipino lady, showed you a video of us? And he goes, yes! Did she out me? I went,
Wow.
no. I saw it in the eyes. He goes, you're joking. I was like, no, I saw it in the eyes.
Wow.
This is one of those things where I feel like I'm really glad I asked, and I was able to put myself out and be weird for a second because it felt so
That's
good.
gotta feel good.
It feels good, man. To have actual physical evidence, that's good.
I feel like I'm good at it in the sense and you've seen me do it a couple times where we'll just be mid-conversation and I'll say that someone recognizes us right now.
And then I'll look around because we're looking opposite directions. I'll go, oh, look at the table right there. 'Cause when I look around, they're looking directly at us.
They're always making eye contact.
But then you'll take one step further and you'll go, that guy specifically, the guy of the two specifically, is going to walk over and ask us for a picture in a couple minutes.
Yep. And it happened every time.
It happens every single time.
We literally were driving to the gas station in Cameron's car, which is dirty. The windshield was dirty.
Oh, God, yeah, I'm a disgusting pig.
It was dirty. And we pull up to the front, and there's a guy and a girl standing by the ice. And we don't even get to the parking space yet. And I say, they know who we are. We're about to get recognized.
And did they ever? And did we ever?
And literally walked out. The guy was like, Cameron? Like, I love your guys' stuff.
Yeah, when you said that, Cameron, by the way, I immediately, my go-to reaction is, what high school did you go to?
Did you go to high school here?
And then if they say my name out loud, Cameron, I have to go, yeah, bud.
Yeah, we know each other. I remember you. Remember me?
Pal, friend, guy chief, of course.
Boss.
Boss.
So, I get that. I did not, I figured I figured she knew who I was, or was like skeptical that she knew me somehow, because she was looking at me in a different way than most people look.
When you told me that, my theory is she looked at you like that when you first walked in, and then while you're in the MRI machine and she's on the other side of the glass, I think she probably looked into her phone to figure out who you were. So when you walked out and got more of those eyes, she was certain.
How wild. While I'm in the MRI machine, they just play our video
over the intercom?
speaker. All right, you're going to hear you. Brandon.
What day? What are we doing today? I bought everything on Amazon, to TikTok to 5-Minute Crafts.
We're doing an MRI today. So, wow, look at us. Look at us doing an hour too.
What perfect timing.
What perfect timing. Anything else you'd like to say before we fake a thumbnail?
I can't wait to get you on stage.
Shoot.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
No.
You're going to enjoy yourself.
I won't.
Here's the thing. How about this? We'll find a middle ground right here. I will count us doing our format on stage as getting you out there. It doesn't have to be as evil as I thought it was.
If.
I've calmed down. It's been several hours since MRI.
Here's alternative, which I will accept.
Hit me.
I will accept if you and I do a meet and greet / live show where we do improv or we do a live podcast. I will take that.
We could do it at Comedy Spot.
Yes.
With ACL.
Yes.
We've already talked about this, by the way.
We have it all planned out.
We've already all planned out. It's going to happen. This is just us plugging it.
We could do that. I think a small, intimate Comedy Spot live podcast /
meet and greet.
Cameron teaches Brandon real improv.
Shut up.
Would be
Cameron gets Brandon comfortable at what he's already really good at.
Yes, I would do that because it's so easy to be middle of a scene. I don't know where to go from here, and then you just get off and then start over.
If we're in a podcast, easy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, with the knowledge of I want to be better at improv, Cameron's going to help me get more comfortable, and then I get stuck in the middle of a scene.
Then we can preface it. We can preface it, the whole thing.
That's what I would say.
All right, then we can phrase it the way you want. We can say Cameron teaches Brandon improv. How about that?
Yep, and then we do a live in front of a live studio audience.
Wow, the first ever?
First ever.
We kill Tony this shit?
We kill Tony. We could do a meet and greet where people come in and we take pictures and stuff for a couple hours, and then we do a live show, live taping of Couchfish.
All right, so if we were to do that, I'm going to turn it to the viewers and listeners and listening who are viewing. And if we were to do a live meet and greet / live podcast recording in Sacramento, California at the Comedy Spot, who of you would come and see it?
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know. And until then, we're Couch and I'm...
We eat fish today.
Hey, we did. You know?
Nasty lobster.
Just horrible.
Tasted like a couch.
Horrible. It did, dude. It was fish.
It-
Tastes like couch.
Tasted like couch. Very bad.
And that's us. And I'm Brandon.
And we are... shoot that thing.
Shoot it down?
We are right next to an airport.
We have to be. Those
We
are all
are.
tiny planes.
Yeah.
Are we actually?
We are right next to an airport.
That makes sense.
Oops.
Oh, we're in LA, by the way. Did we say that at all?
Oh, we're in LA. Let's start over.
Let's say, yeah, okay. Hey, welcome to Couchfish Podcast.
MRI sucked. We're going to be in the jacuzzi next podcast. You better believe it.
You're going to love it, too.
Because it's cold out here. Mm-hmm. And I didn't put a shirt underneath.
And
Someone said we were doing shirtless.
All right, dude. Well, I'll pierce my nipples over it. Because that'll be in the next podcast.
Now
So
I
I'll have the
feel
nipples
better.
out and I'll mine them pierced.
Yep, and then go through an MRI.
Dude, no.
Ouch.
No.
All right. Love you. We're going to go eat again.
You should too, by the way. When's last time you ate? And drink water.
Yeah, you should drink water. That's why you have a headache. You should smile more. Mm-hmm. You're prettier when you smile.
No,
Where's my hug?
No, dude. That's not what we're doing here.
No, I'm talking to the guys.
You need to be moving forward to turn that camera off right now. And
I
you're not.
am.
You're not. You crossed your legs.
Cameron, get up here for a fake thumbnail.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We got to give them...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, wait. Are the flowers in the background? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Very
That looked really good and probably seemed pretty natural, too.
Yeah, we definitely kept it in, too. That's awesome.
I need validation.
Cameron wants to still record, so we started over.
I need validation.
You want to say one thing? We've never edited, and now there's a weird, odd clip in there for them. Go ahead. Tell them what you want to say.
You guys ever... Hey, what's the deal with LA food?
I'm taking it out.
No, please don't.
Stop.